Mixing beats is not as difficult as you think, it's actually pretty easy. But why is that? The first thing you need to do is a rough level. Mute every layer in the channel rack and start with the melody. I usually mix this around -12 decibels, but this is not a general rule. Do what works for you, it's different for every melody. Next, enable the kick, snare and hi-hat. I like to level them together. Turn up the kick until it punches through the mix, but leave a little headroom. Try not to exceed -6 dB. The snare and the hi-hats really depends on the sample. I want the kick to be the most prominent, so I'll level the rest by ear, slightly below the kick. With everything playing, enable the bass or 808. Turn it down completely and slowly turn it back up until it fits within the mix. Just make sure it doesn't eat everything, because that is what low frequencies do. It's time to clean up the mix, and to do that, we're gonna remove some of the low end from the melody. How much we're gonna take away really depends on a few things, such as the instrument, pitch, key, basically everything. In this case, the lows interfere with the mix, so we're gonna cut it out by ear. If the mid and highs are more prominent, you can try to cut away a little more. To make the melody sound better, you can add a subtle reverb, but don't put it on the track directly. Select another one and call it reverb. Find the reverb effect and set the dry to 0 and the wet to 100. Now select the melody and link it to the reverb track. With this control, you can now choose the amount of reverb. You see, a lot of producers tell you that you need to EQ your drums, which is in most cases not true, for beat makers at least. But why? Because all the drum kits you find on the internet are almost always ready to use. The only reason to put an EQ on these drum samples is when you want to do creative mixing, or when you want to shape the sound to your personal liking. Let me give you an example. If you need more aggression in an 808, find the most aggressive frequencies by creating a curve like this. Once you found them, make the curve bigger and boost them up. To increase dynamics, you need to learn how to use panning in your beats. But be careful with this, because if it's overdone, your beat will be ruined. In the mixer, find the hi-hat and go to the panning knob. Right-click it and select Create Automation Clip. This will create a clip in the playlist, which you can shape and manipulate to your liking. If the line is in the middle, the hi-hat will also be in the middle. If you create a shape like this, the hi-hat will move a little bit from the left to the right. Parallel compression is what makes your beats sound like the pros. Here you see all the drums sent to the mixer. Select an empty one and call it drum bus. Send all the drum tracks to the drum bus only. Select it and find the fruity compressor. Create a very aggressive compression like this and close it up. But Timon, now it sounds terrible. That's right, that is because we didn't choose the amount of compression yet. To do that, turn it down completely and slowly turn it back up until the drums sound glued together. To make your beats sound better than others, you want to use unique sounds, such as wind, rain or water. This will add texture to your beats and it will sound more alive. In my older beats, I used a lot of reverse gunshots. Just double-click the sample and this will open up the sampler. Check reverse and in the timeline, place it right in front of a gap, for example before the chorus. Side-chaining the kick in 808 makes your beats sound more clean and polished, which is why you need to check out this tutorial right here. Subscribe, gotta go now.